Wherever you're listening from, and however today feels, welcome. It's day 25 of Red January, and today isn't about noticing more, it's about noticing less. By this point in the month, it's very easy to start checking in on yourself. You check how the run felt. You check whether it was easier or harder than yesterday. You check whether you're enjoying this more or less or the same. Sometimes you do it while you're running, sometimes afterwards, sometimes later in the day, replaying it without realizing you're doing it. That's a normal thing to do. We do it with most things we invest time and effort into. But right now, you don't need it. You don't need to keep asking how this is going. You don't need to keep measuring your response to the month. You don't need to keep deciding whether today counts as a good day. At this point, that checking doesn't really help. It just keeps you slightly on edge. Because once you start monitoring, you start comparing. Today against yesterday. This week against last week. And none of that is required. The work of this month hasn't been happening in individual runs. It's been happening through repetition. Through showing up without making each day carry too much weight. That work doesn't need supervising anymore. You don't need to hover over it. You don't need to keep an eye on whether it's paying off. You can just let it be what it is. By now, continuing doesn't need commentary. It doesn't need feedback. It doesn't need interpretation. You can head out, move for a bit, and then carry on with your day. No replay, no analysis, no deciding what it means. That isn't disengaging. It's not giving up interest. It's trusting the process enough to stop checking it every 5 minutes. Red January was never a test that you had to pass. It doesn't need ongoing evaluation. It doesn't need to prove its value before the month ends. You're allowed to let it run out in its own way. If you're listening to this before you head out today, or while you're already moving, here's a simple thing to try. When the run is done, leave it alone. Don't score it. Don't label it. Don't compare it. Just finish and move on. Let it be part of the day, not the headline. There's still time left in the month, but there's nothing left to monitor. Well, that's enough for today. Keep going gently, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thanks for listening. You can find me on Strava, Instagram, and TikTok at PKSRUNS. I also share longer videos on YouTube documenting my own running journey. However we connect, that's enough. No pressure, just an open door. See you out there.